Today's going to be all about the supplements that I am taking while I am waiting for my IVF implantation date. My implantation date is actually 2 weeks away as of today. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been wanting to do everything possible to make sure that this implantation has the best chance of success. And so I've made a lot of recent changes to my diet and the supplements that I'm taking. And I wanted to have a place where all of that information was kind of in one video so that you could get the most out of it in one place as possible. Otherwise, I've been vlogging my journey, and I'll have this linked below if you kind of want to see the steps that I'm going through as I am making these changes. But for now, this is going to be all about the supplements, and also I repurposed a Notion template that I am using to not only track the supplements, but also what they are, how much I should take, and what part of the cycle they're best for, whether it's fertility phase, for the implantation phase, or for pregnancy phase, as well as what exactly this is doing to me. Because to me, that is the most satisfying thing in taking a supplement, is knowing why I am taking it. So in one of my vlogs that I had previously filmed, I went to Whole Foods, did a Whole Foods haul of all the supplements that I'm taking. And I knew how much I wanted to take each day, but I didn't know why. And so this is the video where I tell you why. But before I jump completely in, I want to do the whole disclaimer thing and let you know this is just the things that I have learned along my journey. This is the personal steps that I've taken and what I feel is important for me. I am not a doctor, and you can take my advice or leave my advice at your discretion, just knowing that this is just a personal journey that I am on, and I felt like I wanted to share it with you. So, disclaimer out of the way. There are basically two main sources that I got my information from. One is a blog that's called tomakeamommy.com. She has got a lot of really useful information. She's got lists, she's got recipes, she's got mind body exercises you can do, just a ton of information. I found that first, found that really helpful, and that kind of got me started. That's where I got my fertility smoothie recipe from, and I still use to this day. And the second source that I have gotten my information from is from two books written by Rebecca Fett. The first one is It Starts with the Egg. You may have heard of it. A really great book, very well researched. I love her like no nonsense approach to things. She's very open about saying you don't have to do all of this stuff, but this is just what I found. Take some, leave some, whatever you feel like is important to you. And I really appreciate that approach to the research that she's done for this. Then her other book is about your baby's brain health. It does have some things that you can do for fertility, but it's more so focused on when you're pregnant and when you are trying to support your baby's brain health or your baby's overall health while it's still in your womb. So both of those books, well researched, great books, wealth of information, and I basically took all the recommendations from those sources, and I kind of tailored my supplement schedule around all of that research. So I'm going to go through these kind of in the order that I take them during the day, because that will be easiest for me. And also on my handy dandy Notion chart, it tells me which ones I need to take in the morning and which ones I should take on an empty stomach, which to me is the morning. And it might just be easier for you to kind of visualize all of this because it's a lot of supplements. If you see them, lined up on the table over here, it's a lot. So the first thing in the morning that I take is this vitamin B12. Each 2 sprays is 1,000 micrograms, and you want to take at least that amount for a maintenance level of B12, but if you're low on vitamin B12, you want to take 4,000 to 5,000 micrograms a day to rebuild the stores in your liver. This is good for fertility. It is also good for all throughout your pregnancy, all 3 trimesters. This is something that gives you energy, so that is why I take it first thing in the morning. and it reduces the risk of pregnancy loss, tubal defects. Tubal defects are anything brain or spinal cord related. It prevents anemia during pregnancy, and along with folate, helps with detoxification that prevents autism. So every morning I take 2 sprays of this, sometimes 3 if I feel like I need more energy, but you'll see why. Also in the morning, I take the CoQ10. This handy dandy bottle of CoQ10 I got from Costco. Costco is a much better budget-friendly option for CoQ10 as opposed to Whole Foods, where I bought this little bottle for $44. This one has a lot more. It's the same dosage strength, and it was significantly cheaper. And that's important because CoQ10 is going to be important for fertility, for implantation, and for all 3 trimesters. It's one of the most important antioxidants that you can be taking. I'm not taking this for fertility. I'm taking this for implantation prep. So I'm taking 200 to 400 milligrams of this daily. But for the fertility phase, because CoQ10 increases the energy to the mitochondria in your cells, and that is extremely important for making good quality eggs. So you want to take like 600 to 2400 milligrams of this daily for fertility. So a nice big bottle like this, and I actually bought 2 of them with my last Costco haul, is something that you're going to want. So in addition to feeding the mitochondria in your cells, CoQ10 also prevents miscarriage. So definitely good for implantation. It protects the mitochondria from damage. It prepares the uterine lining for transfer, very important, and may reduce preeclampsia, and chances of miscarriage, as I already said. So really important. If you're not going to buy anything else, I would buy the CoQ10, and I take that in the morning, and I also take it in the evening too. And then the other thing that I take in the morning is this L-arginine. L-arginine is one of the supplements that is really important for implantation prep specifically. This is an amino acid, and it boosts blood flow to the uterus. It improves diminished ovarian reserve, and it increases endometrial lining thickness. So two of those 3 things that it does are really, really important for implantation prep. So although this one wasn't super cheap, it was essential. And I also have to take a lot of it. So there's 500 milligrams per capsule in this L-arginine, and I should be taking 6 grams of this a day. I've probably been taking 3 grams of it a day, because 3 grams is 6 pills, and they're not the smallest of pills, although they're easy to swallow because they're like a gel type cap. So I take 3 grams a day. I'm gonna need to repurchase this fairly soon because I don't think I'm gonna make it through the next 2 weeks with what I have left. I do take vitamin B6. Here's my little bottle of vitamin B6 that I got from Whole Foods. 50 milligrams is the serving dose of this one, and this one helps decrease miscarriage. And it should also be included in your prenatal vitamin to decrease morning sickness. Check your prenatal vitamin and make sure that it does have it in there, because I was surprised that mine didn't. I've been taking Ritual, which is a prenatal vitamin that has been promoted on YouTube by some influencers, and I was surprised to find that it does not include vitamin B6 in any form. It doesn't include a lot of things. So check your prenatals, make sure it has vitamin B6, because if you think you're going to get morning sickness when you're pregnant, this is what helps prevent that. So those are the things I take in the morning, right? That's it. No. I also take alpha lipoic acid. So the last thing I take in the morning is this alpha lipoic acid. This should be taken on an empty stomach. It's fine if you don't take it on an empty stomach. It's not really going to decrease the absorption rate that much, but ideally you want to take it on an empty stomach. So that's why I take this one in the morning as well. You want to take 600 milligrams a day in standard form. There is another form of this called the R type, and you only need to take 300 milligrams of that if you have the R type. But I have the standard form, so I take 600 milligrams. That is 2 of these pills. They are also not small, but I only have to take 2. So that's fine. And what this does is it assists with energy production in mitochondria. So along with the CoQ10, helps those mitochondria inside your cells produce energy, and energy goes to everything that the cell does. Good antioxidant support for your fertility and overall health. And it's great if your man starts taking this as well, because it also improves sperm quality. At some point during the day, I also take this super omega-3 fatty acid, something that's important for fertility. It also particularly supports progesterone production. So I haven't started my progesterone shots yet, but when I do, that's when I'm going to take this one more regularly. Right now, I've been taking it on and off. I've been getting a lot of fats in my diet already with my fertility smoothie. And the foods that I'm eating, so I don't really feel like this one I need to be super strict about yet, but when I do start the progesterone shots, I am going to make sure I'm getting this every day. It's not the most pleasant to to take. It's a liquid form. It increases uterine blood flow, so it's going to be good for building the lining and supporting implantation as well. And it prevents DNA damage in sperm. She talks a lot about DNA damage in sperm, how that cannot show up sometimes when you have a sperm quality test. So this is a good one, another good one for you and your partner to take together. And what's really important about this, she says the best form of the omega-3s that have been shown in studies to support fertility and uterine health the best is from fish, and it has to include both DHA and EPA. So you want to make sure you get a brand that includes both of those things. And those are the ones that I keep in the fridge, so I'm going to go ahead and put those back in the fridge real quick. So that's what I do in the morning when I have my fertility smoothie, and then I don't really take any other kinds of supplements until about noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when I take my prenatal vitamins. I have a ton of these these vitamins, and they provide some essential vitamins. Vitamin D, I actually keep this in my bathroom, and I take it in the morning and the evening. And the reason why is because you actually need a lot of vitamin D for fertility and implantation prep. The recommended dose by Rebecca was 400 IU. Vitamin D helps prevent miscarriage. When taking it, you have higher odds of fertilization of your eggs, higher odds of implantation and a successful pregnancy. It helps fight infection and reduces inflammation. So all around, a really, really good supplement to take and have in your arsenal. Most Americans, or most people in developed worlds, are low on vitamin D, and it's a really essential vitamin. Even living here in sunny Florida, because we spend so much time inside, in offices, and where else, there's a possibility of being low on vitamin D. So it's good to supplement that, especially if you are in this phase of trying to get pregnant. So I take this. It should be taken with, it's a fat soluble vitamin, so it should be taken with food. But I don't adhere to that strictly. Sometimes I'll take a couple drops after my fertility smoothie, which has fat. Sometimes I'll just do it on an empty stomach with the rest of my supplements for the morning. And then at night, whatever I've just eaten, that's what I have it with. But because I felt like I was low on vitamin B6, I bought this at Whole Foods, and I take 2 of these pills in the afternoon. You can take it up to 3 times daily. But it has vitamin B6, the 50 milligrams, same as these, but it also includes other B vitamins, including folate. It has vitamin B12, biotin, and vitamin C, and some other like good vitamins. And I just was feeling like with quitting alcohol and quitting caffeine, I needed something that gave me a little bit more energy in the afternoon. So I decided to try that supplement. In the evening, so I take, first of all, L-carnitine. L-carnitine, you might notice, sounds very similar to L-arginine. L-arginine is the one we take in the morning, and L-carnitine is the one we take at night. And that is because one of them is kind of more an energy producing amino acid, and the other one is an energy restoring amino acid. And so L-carnitine is the energy restoring amino acid, so it's better to take that one at night so you can go to sleep, and this can help work to restore your cells. And then the L-arginine is good for during the day because it's, it's more of an active type of protein. So L-carnitine, I bought the acetyl L-carnitine, here, yeah, there. That's the more expensive kind. You don't actually have to take that. She did not specifically mention acetyl L-carnitine. She just said L-carnitine. So no need to spend extra money on getting acetyl. I don't know actually even what the difference is. It's probably better absorbed or something like that, but this helps improve uterine lining, and it aids in turning fat into energy. As with L-arginine, the recommendation was for 6 grams daily. For L-carnitine, the recommendation is only 3 grams daily. So these are 500 milligrams per tablet, so I take 6 of these a night. The next thing that I'll take is milk thistle. And this one I actually take twice a day, so I will take it with my prenatal vitamins, and then I'll also take it at night. And this is not something that was recommended by either ToMakeAMommy.com blog or Rebecca Fett. This was a recommendation from my acupuncturist that I take this to help support my liver, because in some of the blood work before we got this process started, my liver enzymes were slightly outside of the normal range. And so along with quitting drinking, taking this, and doing acupuncture, those should be back into the normal range. And so I'm just continuing to take this to support my liver health. Especially because all of these hormones are processed through the liver. And so it's important to continue to support that. The next one I take in the evening is N-acetylcysteine. Come here. There you go. N-acetylcysteine. This one I only need to take one because it's 600 milligrams per tablet, and that's all you need to take, which is great. This is an antioxidant. It reduces damage to mitochondria from environmental toxins, so important to be taking if you suspect you have a lot of environmental toxins in your house. Exposure to pesticides, phthalates, fragrances, Teflon cooking pans, things like that. It helps prevent miscarriage and improves egg quality. So very important one to take during the implantation phase. So I definitely do not miss this pill every evening. The next one I take is vitamin E. Yes. Vitamin E is very easy to find and in even higher doses than what is recommended. So it's probably just an important one to make sure that you're getting each day. 200 to 400 IUs are recommended. I bought the 200 form. There are higher forms of this. This is the vitamin E that is available at Costco. And this one comes in 400 IU, so you'd only need one of those. So this is it's a much bigger pill. This one is a much smaller pill. improves endometrial thickness by boosting cell numbers and developing new blood vessels. So very important to take during implantation prep as well. And lastly, along with vitamin D, like I said, I'll usually take this in the evening as well as in the morning. Lastly, I also take melatonin. This is the form that is sold at Costco and is much higher than you actually need. But studies have actually shown that melatonin, which is a hormone, has benefits to fertility. It protects eggs against oxidative stress. People who take melatonin on a regular basis tend to have higher egg quality when they're when they're retrieved, and they also have higher fertilization rates, which goes along with higher egg quality. So I take this for sleep. This is obviously 5 milligrams. The recommended dose is much smaller than that. Up to 3 milligrams daily is what was tested. But it's not necessarily any harm to take more than that if you're used to taking melatonin at night, which I am. Oh, and then sometimes I'll go ahead and take my CoQ10 again in the evening, just because it is just such a great antioxidant vitamin to take. So those are my supplements that I take. As you can see, it's a lot, but I feel like it's fairly manageable. I've been able to digest all these supplements just fine. The ones that I take in the morning on an empty stomach do not upset my stomach. And then the ones that I'm taking throughout the day, I'm usually within a short period of time, either from my fertility smoothie or another meal or snack that I'm eating. I chose to get all of these supplements through pills, as you notice, where I know a lot of videos focus on how you can get all of this stuff through your food. And that is specifically because I just don't eat a lot. And so I would rather make sure I'm getting all the things that I need and that are important for fertility and for implantation via taking a pill, because I don't eat a lot. I'm not used to cooking elaborate meals. I'm not used to cooking like super healthy meals. I know I'll get there. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe I won't get there. But until then, I just want to make sure that I'm checking all the boxes and having all these very important supplements and vitamins in my diet. And I'm going to say it again. Make sure you're checking your prenatal vitamin. Make sure that it has all the things in it that it's supposed to have. I don't know. My only guess with this prenatal vitamin, which is from Ritual, my guess with this prenatal vitamin is that they assume that you're also taking a multivitamin along with it, because there's not a lot in these prenatal vitamins that should be included in all vitamins. So my guess is they are assuming that you're taking a multivitamin along with this prenatal vitamin, and these are just supposed to provide the extras, because otherwise I don't understand why it doesn't include things like zinc and B6 and other things that are very important to fertility. So, but that's just my armchair diagnosing these things. Again, I'm not a doctor. This is just my personal experience. Just thought if you're curious and you wanted to find out what I was taking on my journey to my implantation journey, that I wanted a place where you could come find all that information out, because it was not included in my vlogs. If you're interested in watching my vlogs, I'll have those linked below. I will also have the To Make a Mommy vlog linked below, so you can go read all of her fabulous, wonderful information. Like I said, it's a wealth of information on fertility. She's got lists of things you can do, 79 things she did to improve her egg quality and have a successful IVF process. She also has mind body exercises. She's a Catholic, so she recommends different saints that you can help support your process. So it's just a very wholesome, well-researched wealth of information on fertility and the IVF process. And then I can't recommend Rebecca Fett's books enough either. She is, like I said, takes a no-nonsense approach to all of the research that she does. And she's just presenting this to you with the studies. She knows how to look at these studies. She knows how to interpret them. She knows what works, what doesn't work, what they mean, and can make recommendations based on not only her own experience, but also the research that she's done surrounding all of these things. In the end, honestly, for the implantation part of things, if you are, and even Rebecca Fett says this in her book, if you are in the implantation phase, you already have a good egg, it's already fertilized, they've already graded it. The most important thing that you can do to make your implantation a success is to take the hormones that they're giving you. Like that is the biggest factor. To making the implantation stick. All of this other stuff that I'm doing is to help support that. And even if it's only just a 1% support or 2% support based on all of this stuff and the toxins and everything else, I feel like it's worth it to me to do. But implantation itself is a pretty, you're already almost to the finish line at this point. So don't stress out too much about doing all the stuff that I'm doing, especially if you are eating healthy already and have a lot of these things that you can get from foods. I just am not that person, and so I wanted to make sure that I got that this way instead. The other reason why I wanted to start this process now is because since implantation has a higher success rate than doing the egg farming, especially at my age, there's a very good chance that I'm going to be pregnant within the next couple of weeks. And in that case, I want to make sure that my baby has all of the nutrients that it needs to start growing, hit the ground running and have all the things that it needs and just be as healthy as possible, as fulfilled as possible, just everything it needs. I just want to give it all. Just make sure it's all there and ready to go. So in a sense, when you're preparing for implantation, you really are preparing for pregnancy, and that's more so what you should be focusing on as opposed to just the implantation part, because there's a few things that you can do. The L-arginine, the L-carnitine, the vitamin E oil, those things are specifically geared towards implantation, endometrial thickness, developing blood vessels, and those kinds of things. But overall, all of this stuff is more general health, and it's also going to help support a pregnancy, which is the ultimate goal. So the Notion supplement schedule that I made for myself, I repurposed that from another Notion template that I was using for time management. And if I can figure out how to share this template with you, I will make it available in the description below so that you can also use this. It includes things that I also put in my fertility smoothie, so just know that those are there. But there's also all the vitamins that I just talked about, as well as the raspberry leaf tea. But there's more information on my fertility smoothie in my most recent vlog that's linked below, and bone broth and those kinds of things. It's just, I have information everywhere. Because if you're like me and you like to just know why you're taking everything as you're taking it, and also, for the first couple times that you're taking these supplements, it's nice to have something you can refer back to, see how much you're supposed to be taking. If you want to learn more about it, I even put the books that I got these from and which page numbers they're on, so you could go reference this information yourself. And then there's even more information in there that you could add to that yourself, and any notes that you have about how you're reacting to any of these supplements. It's really great. I like Notion a lot, and the free version is actually very robust. That is going to be all for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Helps this channel and helps this video reach more people, which maybe it needs to, maybe it doesn't. We'll find out. But I appreciate you sticking around, and hopefully I taught you something, or at least made you feel less alone with this journey through navigating this process of all of the things that we can or should be doing while we're doing IVF. So much love to all of you. I will see you again in the next video. Bye.